guys. I haven't made a video in a while, and the last video that I made was taken the wrong way. Somebody thought that I was saying that that the reasons that I named off about why people cut were the only reasons that they cut. First of all, that's not what I meant. Everybody has their own reasons for cutting. It could be bullying. It could be anything. It didn't have to be any of the things that I listed off. Those were just some of the things that I knew could cause cutting. Speaking from personal experiences. And not everybody that has a hard life is going to cut. I mean, some people I know have had a really hard life and they've never cut themselves once. And I think that's awesome. I mean, if you have a lot of problems and you don't cut, that's really good for you. But there's just some people out there that don't know how to express that anger and that frustration, and that's why they turn to cutting, because it gives them some control in their life, and it helps them out with a lot of stress and stuff, and I think that's why people do it. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor, I can't tell you for sure. It's just I'm speaking from personal experiences and what I found on the internet, and what I just, my kind of view of cutting and why I think people do it and what it's about, and what causes it really. Another thing, somebody commented and told me to grow up. There's another thing that you have to understand. I'm 11. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to give you my point of view of what I think cutting is, and why people start it and how they feel when they're doing it. Like I said, from personal experiences. Just because somebody has a hard life doesn't mean they're going to cut, and that's awesome if they don't cut. I mean, that's thumbs up to them. I mean, it's just, I don't think it's very appropriate for you to come up in here, and even if, like, it's kind of hard to explain. Just, it's really rude to go and write on somebody's videos like, oh, grow up, and those aren't the reasons. Those are some of the reasons, but those aren't all of the reasons. Everybody has their own, everybody has their own reasons for cutting, and I wouldn't ask what those are, because those are personal, obviously. Like I said, I'm just trying to sit here and give you my point of view of cutting, and I'm trying to explain to you, because there's a lot of people out there that aren't talking about it, and it's happening. It happens more than you think. And I don't even know why they don't mention this in school and do like a presentation on it. I mean, there's so many kids in 10, 11 years old, like my age, like cutting and starting to cut and going through the depression, and they're not going through this at school. They're not teaching you about how to deal with it without cutting. And I think that's just really pathetic. They'll teach you everything else at school except for that. And I think that they really should start teaching people that. I mean, especially people in my grade and younger, because a lot of people, when they grow up, they just have problems and they don't know how to express them, and they might turn to cutting. And if you can catch it early, maybe the person won't start to cut, maybe they'll find a different way how to express their anger. And I think that if every school did that, I think it would be a lot easier, because kids would understand a lot more, and it would just, be a lot easier on the parents too, because, they don't know what their kids are going through, and the kids obviously don't want to talk about it, because I know that I didn't. And that's about it, really. I mean, like I said, I'm 11 years old. I'm trying to sit here and give you my point of view of cutting and why I think people do it, how it starts. The reasons that I named off in my last video are not the only reasons. I could come up with 100,000 more reasons, but everybody has their very own reasons for cutting. Just because you have a bad life doesn't mean you're going to cut. I mean, lots of people out there have had a really tough life and they've never cut. So, I mean, I think that's awesome. That is really good. But I really think that they should be doing a program in school about, if you're feeling depressed, to talk to somebody, and if you're cutting, to stop, and just to kind of help you out with that, so that way you don't have to go through that alone. and I think kids would understand a lot more, parents would understand a lot more, and everybody could learn something from it. And if they are feeling that way, you know, signs of depression, they could catch it early, and they could stop the cutting, they could stop it. And I think that if they could, I think they should. But it's, you know, they're not teaching that. I can't make them start teaching that. So, I mean, that's about it. But like I said, that I just really think that if they were to teach it and, you know, give you a program on it and to ask you questions about how you're feeling, and I think that would be awesome. I think that would be really good for some of the kids to let out that anger and frustration, you know, without cutting or, you know, or without doing drugs. But everybody has their own reasons for doing what they do, and I'm not going to ask those reasons because those are very personal, obviously. So, I mean, that's about it for this video. I am going to be making a video after this of my singing, but I really just wanted to get this one out of the way first to let people know that they took my other video the wrong way. And I just wanted to clear that up before anybody else got kind of, I don't know, offended. If that person who commented on my last video is watching this, hopefully this gave you better information about what I meant in my last video. And if you still don't like my videos, you don't have to, you know, like it. You don't have to subscribe, you know. But I just ask that you do not leave hateful comments because they will be erased. And I didn't actually erase the other one because I haven't been on YouTube in a while. So that's about it. But if you think that I can help you, you know, with anything, like if you need help with cutting or need somebody to talk to, I'm here. Okay? So message me personally. Okay? Thanks. Rate, subscribe, and comment a nice comment. Thanks. Bye.